The word consists of two categories of objects, things, living things and non-living things. Sajiv in Hindi, Nirjeev in Hindi. Now, how to differentiate the two? What is the difference between living and the non-living? We have been studying since 6th class about the differences, You already know it, right? So here also we will study about the differences between living things and non-living things through various traits or features or characteristics, right? Around 5-6 traits we will study, right? The first trait being growth, right? What is growth? Increase in the number of cells of an organism, right? So the increase in the number of cells and volume of an organism can be called growth. Okay, so now this is a child, infant, right? Do you think it will grow? It is a living thing, Sajeev. Will it grow? Yes, of course it will. Eat the food that you provide, it will grow into finally an adult, right? It will grow into an adult finally, right? So it does show growth. That means living things do show growth. Now let us come to the non-living things. You have a car, and do you think in the garage after some time you will find that you keep giving petrol, etc., and it grows in the size after some time? Will it grow or increase in size gradually, your car? No, never. That means non-living things, Nirjeev, do not show growth. Are there any non-living things in the world that can show growth? Yes, of course. You will be amazed to know that there are examples of such category being non-living, Nirjeev vastuein, but they are showing growth. They are growing. How? Look at this sand dune. A small mountain-like structure, hill-like structure found in deserts. Remember? In the deserts. Okay. Registan, sand dune, right? When the wraith, that is the sand, keeps on coming over it, settling over it, do you think it can show growth after some time, a few hours? Yes, of course. Sand dune can show increase in height, size. That means growth. Now look at this example. A hill, a small mountain, you can say, a small projection. This is the hill. Whenever the rock and the sand and the clay keep gathering over it with time, do you think it can turn into a full-fledged mountain? Yes. It can change into a mountain gradually. That means it is showing growth, even though both are examples of non-living things. That means growth as a trait, as a feature, as a characteristic is being very strange. It is not fully able to define what? The living organisms, We said that living organisms show growth, but not. There are certain non-living things also which do show growth. For example, those hills, remember? So these are examples available of non-living which are showing growth. Hence, growth is a very dubious, very strange feature. Can it be relied on? Can we rely on growth for differentiating between the living and the non-living? Yes, it is a trait found exclusively here or here. No, growth is not such a trait. It is a non-defining trait or feature to differentiate between the living and non-living things. Why non-defining? It is not well defining what? The living things, because some non-living are also showing this feature of growth. Hence it is, you know what it is known as? It is called the non-defining trait or feature, which cannot define, जो संपूर्ण रूप से परिभाषित नहीं कर पा रहा किसको? लिविंग बींग्स को, क्योंकि नॉन लिविंग भी बीच में उसी में घुस रहे हैं. अतः ये नॉन डिफाइनिंग ट्रेट कहलाता है. टाइप्स ऑफ ग्रोथ. There can be two types of growth, two categories, two kinds of growth. Firstly, we are looking at the examples. Example A showing growth, example B showing growth, and the various kinds available are, say, limited. Firstly, we are taking the limited orange ones, limited and unlimited. Two kinds of growth are the limited growth and the unlimited growth. Okay, let us come back to A and B. This is a plant. Does it show growth? Yes, it is a living being and it will show growth. It increases in height gradually with years. It will keep on increasing with years, right? The roots also. The child, infant, will it grow? Yes, it will finally grow into an adult. Okay. And it will show growth gradually, slowly, yes. So both are showing growth, okay, being living organisms. Which of the two are showing, A and B are showing limited growth of the two? Limited growth. Plant or this child, that is animal. Okay. Yes, you are right. This child will be showing the limited growth. That means animals show limited growth because once they grow into an adult, the growth stops. After some time, the growth stops, Organs do not keep growing throughout up to the death, no. Whereas in plants, this is not the case. They keep on increasing in their number of cells, they keep on showing growth all their life, throughout their life. Hence, what kind of growth they are showing, the plants? Unlimited growth, right? Unlimited growth. This one, shown by plants. Another difference between plants and animals in types of growth. Let us look at this. Intrinsic growth and extrinsic growth, two categories of growth available. Intrinsic, pink colored, written here, and extrinsic growth. What is the plant showing out of the two? Let us come to the meaning of this. Intrinsic means growth from within, when the growth is from inside. Extrinsic means when the growth is only outside, external body, external, outside, superficial growth. Is the plant showing intrinsic or extrinsic? Intrinsic growth. Cells are growing by The cells that is inside is growing, so it is intrinsic. What about the child? That is also intrinsic. The cells are growing from within, so it is also intrinsic. Both plants and animals show intrinsic, that is andruni, growth from within. Now you will say, what about the extrinsic growth? That you have not told us. Okay, wait. This is what? A sand dune, remember? Found in deserts. Small hill-like structure which keeps on building and building due to the sand which keeps falling over it, and it increases inside, shows growth. It shows growth after some, say, hours. But what kind of growth? Intrinsic or extrinsic? Extrinsic. Wow. This shows extrinsic growth. Again, a hill and a mountain. Mountain was built gradually from the hill by depositions of sand, clay, and rocks over the time. Over it. On it. Right? So it is again what? Extrinsic. That is external growth. Growth from outside. Superficial growth. Bahari growth.